For those of you who don't know me, I'm a first year computer engineering major. As a first year running for board, it has been a big jump in experience for me. Just joined this year, I was a freshman, I didn't know anyone, and then I suddenly decided to join this after hearing about it. I thought about how I make connections, how I can support my engineering major. And I think overall I'm really glad about it. I have grown as a person, I have created a second family, and something that I'm just really thankful for. Of course, I have become an intern, I have known what it's like, which is why I want to give back to it. I want to give back to the people who work so hard to make it what it is. I want to become an integral part of it, and that's why I want to become secretary. During my senior year of high school, I was a secretary of another club I was in. It was a club with over 100 members, so it was something that was really hard to work with, to keep track of all documents, all the club activities, and I had someone to work with me, so I had that team bonding skill. But compared to being in that club, compared to being in Fusion, I know it sounds a bit counterintuitive, but I haven't had the skills to be secretary for Fusion yet. Mostly because I haven't been through what the current secretary has been through. I haven't talked to alumni yet. I haven't gone through what stuff they documented. And I just really want to grow as a person, to understand what they've been through, to become a professional, and just grow as a person.
What qualities do you have that make you ready to be secretary?
So again, I was running a very big club. I was documenting a lot of members and their activities. I've had the leadership skills, and even though it's only been a year since I've left the club, it's still something I want to pursue. It's become something that I've been really intertwined with. I love being part of the club. I love just being a big member of it.
One more? Anyone have any? Ian?
How do you plan on maintaining the alumni relations?
What I would plan to do is just talk to them, just plan some events, maybe have a hangout together, maybe have them hang out with general members as well. Overall, I would just communicate with them because that's an important factor in order to make sure that the alumni stays connected to Fusion and Fusion understands what they have been through after they left.
Hi again for the third time. I'm Sami, I'm the secretary. I'm running on the platform of developing the image of Fusion, because I feel like secretary is really big on image. One of the things I want to focus on is working with historian to make everything kind of streamlined a little more. Not look the same, I don't want to say that, but to look more to look a little cleaner. I want the emails to look a little cleaner. I want to work on, just like I'm working now with Kenny on yearbook, I want to start that early and make sure that there's a yearbook that can represent Fusion nicely. I want to work with historian I want to take on historian's job a little bit, help him or her with the pictures for meetings and stuff. Yeah, that's my speech. Thanks.
Other than historian, who do you think would be beneficial to work with to get better interactions with alumni?
think for sure EVP is the strongest board member to work with because EVP already has connections with the side. A lot of them, most of them are college alumni who would have, EVP already has experience with alumni, so that would help.
One more question. Out of your three positions, which one do you want?
I want IVP, treasurer, secretary. Because I feel like I can make the most difference with IVP. I feel like I can, with treasurer, with IVP I can make the most difference and give back. With treasurer, I can do the best job. With secretary, I can do a good job.
Okay. So first question is, how will you make the emails more enticing for general members to read? And
We answer first.
Yes.
I would try to establish like a theme throughout the emails, rather than like solid colors, for example, that are used right now. I would try to make it, if I can explain it right, like more corporate without looking like corporate, if you know what I mean. Like including the Fusion logo at the top, for example, is an easy way to streamline the email.
Similar to what he said, what I would do is try to make it look more attractive. The thing about the emails currently, I will be honest, they look plain. So I want to add something like either maybe what he said, like a theme or some sort of decoration, just something that makes it pop out more whenever members look at it.
okay. And then one of your duties is to maintain alumni relations. How will you go about in keeping in contact with them and utilizing them more for our members?
I would make sure that they're accessible on Facebook and ideally accessible on LinkedIn as well, since they're alumni that can that are helpful for the members. So LinkedIn would be a great. Most of them probably do, because a lot of the alumni that we have are not too old. They're probably 5 or 8 years older than the members, and I would utilize them. I would try to find ways where they can provide opportunities. So like internships at the companies that they work for example. Maybe they can forward those to Fusion.
I believe that communication is the most important thing. However way I can contact them, whatever way is most comfortable for them to contact us, I will maintain that communication with them. What I would probably do to utilize them more, if it's just a simple hangout in their own free time, or to have them teach our current members and future general members what they do for a living, what their job is.
Okay, so one of your duties is the yearbook. So do you have any experience in InDesign or Photoshop? And what will you do to learn if you have no experience?
I have experience in the entire Adobe suite. I have an ROP Orange County certification with Adobe. So I have, at an intermediate level, I'm good with Adobe products. I'm currently an intern working under Kenny, so I'm working on the yearbook currently. What was the other half of your question?
If you have no experience, what will you do to learn? Or, yeah. Do you have any new ideas for the yearbook?
Currently, uh, no new ideas. I would say that the biggest issue would be organization with the yearbook, making sure that, because if we implement like templates from the beginning, it'll be organized and it'll run smoothly.
I've had prior experience with the Adobe branch as well. So I've had Photoshop experience with it. I have not had any InDesign experience. So for that, I will probably reach out to other people. I'll reach out to Kenny, just for them to teach me how to use it, or at least understand the basic skills in order for me to create the yearbook. In terms of new ideas for it, I honestly have not seen the yearbook yet, so I don't have an opinion on it, but if anything, I would like to see past yearbooks, see what they have done, and just see what I can do to make it more attractive if it is desired.
Okay. Next question is critique the current position holder.
If I were to critique the current position holder, I would say that there should be, I believe the position, since the position itself is not a demanding position, there should be more work done with historian and media between secretary, because with the yearbook duties, those do overlap with many of the duties that historian and media has. So that would, I believe that aspect of the position should be utilized more.
What I would say about the current position holder, as an intern, I have seen what he's done. I've seen the documents he's typed down. The thing is that other than that, I have not seen him do anything else. So perhaps what I would say for him is I would really like it if I could see the secretary's job just doing more outside of their own, because with documentation, with typing things out, in my opinion, it is easy enough, just have to be organized about it. So with secretary, I just want to see them helping out with other board members as well.
Okay. Next question is, so both of y'all are running for an executive position, and that is like kind of a high position already instead of going for appointed. So why do you think you're ready to take on this executive role already?
I think I'm ready to take it on because I feel like I've been prepared as an intern to a certain extent, and at the same time, I believe that the time management and kind of on the job experience I've gotten from work has really helped me to be able to juggle multiple things. So I feel like it wouldn't be too big of an issue to juggle an executive board position on top of my school and my work duties.
Why I decided to take on an executive position and why I feel ready for it. I've had prior experience as a secretary to some degree. I've had documented other members in my own club. I've had run a club. I've had that leadership skill. With being an intern, I have seen what the files have been like. I have seen the documents that the current position holder has made. I really understand what the organization is about. I understand the stuff that he works with, what he has gone through, and it's something that I feel would be manageable in my own time. And especially as a first year going to a second year, I do have more time. Maybe it's not much compared to Sami as becoming a third year as a secretary, but I would say that I would have more open time to be able to focus on my own studies, focus as being a secretary, because I do know what that feels like before.
Okay. And then our last question is, so it's a scenario question. So you're working on your book and you gave everyone deadlines, but one of your committee members doesn't follow the deadline or doesn't turn in their pages by the deadline. So what do you do about that?
Ideally before, well before the deadline, I would make sure to be on a weekly basis catching up with the members and seeing the committee members and seeing their progress. But if someone can't make it, I would reach out to them personally and ask for figure out the reason why. If it's academically, if it's just for this short period of time, we can work it out, and maybe the next deadline we can fix the problem. If it's a lack of effort, I would I would figure out if they really want to be on the committee anymore, and if they show that they don't show initiative, then I would remove them so that yearbook can run smoother.
If a committee member for the yearbook has not been keeping up with their deadlines, what I would like is just to know where everyone's at, to know how they're doing. If someone's falling behind, I would like to notify them ahead of time, and if it keeps happening just one or two more times, I would reach out to them, ask them what's going on, if they have any of their own personal problems they're dealing with. If they can't catch up, then I will make sure that everyone else does some share of their work, but still have the person falling behind do some of it, just to keep on track, to not laze around. Yeah.